On my 20th birthday, I suddenly got a few weird texts. Attention, you are not human. Don't reveal your identity no matter what. Survive in a world crawling with humans. After reading them, I jerked in shock. My dad noticed something was off. He leaned in to look at my phone. But then the screen went black by itself. I didn't press the power button. Jai, did someone just text you? Who? Nah, just some spam. My heart felt a little shaky. For some reason I lied. Just then, a few more texts came in. Memorize these. Humans usually spot Weirn by the following methods, and we counter disguise using these methods. First, before age 20, Weirn and humans look identical. Second, humans never have special powers. But Weirn awaken their abilities after turning 20. Third, when humans buy starch sausages, they follow the rule, 1 for $3, 2 for $5. Fourth, humans outnumber Weirn by a lot. This isn't our world. Fifth, if a human suspects you, find a way to clear the suspicion. Otherwise, you'll lose your life. Sixth, not all humans know about Weirn's existence. Use that to stay hidden. After reading all that, I felt even more confused. What the heck is all this nonsense? If it were just the first part, I might have believed it. But when it said Weirn awakened special powers at 20, I knew whoever sent this was either crazy or messing with me. If special powers were real, then why don't I have any? And even if Weirn existed, I'm 100% human, okay? Everyone knows the starch sausage thing. Usually if you don't haggle, it's the regular price. If you do haggle, you can save about $1. Right when I thought all of this was total BS, my dad suddenly snatched my phone. Gee, are you dating someone? My heart skipped a beat. If Dad saw those texts, would he think I'm the crazy one? But after looking at my phone, he just said, gee, so you are dating someone. I was confused. I quickly grabbed my phone back. The moment I saw the screen, my heart stopped. All the previous texts were gone. The newest message was from the school beauty. Chenjie, are you free tomorrow morning? Can we meet at the swimming pool? Maybe she wants to confess her feelings, but my mind was a mess. Did Dad delete those weird texts? No. I quickly shot that thought down. Dad would have no reason to do that. Just then, my cousin suddenly shouted while looking at his phone. Who sent me this text? It says I'm a Weirn. I froze. Did my cousin get the same texts? So I walked over to take a look. His phone showed the exact same messages. I was about to tell him I got them too. But my uncle, Mom's brother, snatched his phone away. Then he asked angrily, Xiaoqiang, are you human? Dad, what are you talking about? If I'm not human, then I must be a Weirn? He joked back, smiling, totally missing how pale my uncle's face had gone. And I noticed my parents' faces had changed too. Xiaoqiang, let me ask you something. Starch sausages are $3 for one. How much for two? Dad, you want some starch sausages? Obviously $5 or $6 for two. Hearing that, my uncle finally smiled. Yeah, that's the price. But then he picked up a baseball bat and straight up killed my cousin. My parents glared at my cousin's body in rage. Can't believe Xiaoqiang got replaced by a Weirn too. Damn it. Right then, I finally realized the texts were real. My cousin was just killed by his own dad. Don't humans follow the law? And wait, if the rules are correct, then why did my cousin get killed even though he answered right? My uncle grabbed a towel to wipe his hands. In just a few minutes, my cousin's body turned black and melted into a puddle of black liquid. I'm screwed. I'm a Weirn too. Am I gonna get killed like my cousin? Seeming to sense my panic, my dad patiently explained, Jai, you're 20 now. I won't hide it from you anymore. Your cousin wasn't human. A long time ago. Weirn appeared in our world. They replace humans in ways you can't see coming. And before they turn 20, Weirn are impossible to detect. They're no different from humans. The only difference is, only Weirn received the Weirn texts. Your cousin got the texts, and he couldn't answer the starch sausage question right. He's confirmed Weirn. After saying that, my dad's gaze suddenly turned cold. Jai, can you answer the starch sausage question? Everyone's eyes locked onto me. I knew that if I got it wrong, I'd end up just like my cousin. The hint in the text was wrong. My cousin's death proved that. So what should I say? I forced myself to calm down. My only move now is to strike first. So I pretended to be angry and said, Mom, Dad, do you suspect I'm a Weirn too? Dad's expression softened back into a smile. Of course not. If you had been replaced by a Weirn, I would have noticed it right away. But my uncle didn't seem willing to let it go. Gee, just answer the question. A Weirn definitely wouldn't know the answer. Come on, just answer it. Otherwise your dad won't feel at ease. Even if you get it wrong, that doesn't automatically make you a Weirn. I knew I couldn't stall any longer. Starch sausages are $3 for one. $5 or $6 for two is totally correct. Why would that be wrong? Starch sausage vendors are everywhere on the street. That's basically the standard price. Unless it's $2 for one? No, wait, I got it. After a quick brainstorm, I finally saw the trap in this question. The key isn't the price. It's the starch sausage itself. Starch sausages are actually $2.50 each. Giving the wrong answer only means you got trapped by that rule. If you've seen that rule, jumping to the obvious answer is what gets you killed. So I quickly answered, Dad, starch sausages aren't $3 each. They're $2.50. Did you remember wrong? They all finally smiled. Looks like G really is human. Only a Weirn would get that question wrong. Jai, sorry about what happened today. Your uncle misjudged you. I'm really sorry. But I could still see a hint of malice in my uncle's eyes. I don't know where that malice came from. But this just got tricky. That night, I thought about my next move alone in my room. Weirn replace humans. Is that their special power? No. According to the rules, a Weirn's power awakens at age 20, so the special ability must be something else. Then it hit me. I immediately took out my phone and checked. The moment I focused on it, the text reappeared. So this must be my special ability. I can hide the texts, so humans can't see them. It's kind of a lame power, but it did save my life. So I immediately replied, Who are you? Why are you helping me? I waited a long time, but got no reply. Then I tried calling, but they never picked up. Maybe if I offer info, they'll respond? So I typed another message. Don't answer 5 for 2 or 6 for 2 on the starch sausage question. Answer based on the price you're familiar with. Like $2.50 each. $2.50 for one. Just when I thought I'd get no reply again, they actually answered. Thank you, Weirn user, for your correction and feedback on the survival manual. The system will continue to update to the latest version for you. Weirn survival manual. Congratulations, Weirn user. You've earned a reward, a special Weirn signature suppressor. Location, swimming pool locker, number 35. Password 1234. The Weirn signature suppressor is stored there. Feel free to pick it up if needed. I was about to head out to the pool, but my uncle suddenly showed up at the house. Jai, are you going out? Uncle, my friends want me to meet them at the pool. Jai, are you really not a Weirn? I'm really not. Didn't I answer the starch sausage question right? You don't know this yet. But after a Weirn turns 20, their blood changes color. We can check just by looking. As he said that, my uncle pulled out a knife. I raised my hands to defend myself, but he snatched my phone instead. So that was his real move, a diversion. Like a Weirn's blood could actually be different from a human's. He just wanted my phone. He was too fast. I didn't even have time to hide the texts. But right at that critical moment, my mom walked in with a fruit plate. When she saw my uncle, she froze for a second. Bro, what brings you here? Nothing, just dropping by to chat. While they talked, I quickly thought to myself, Uncle can't see my texts. No one can see my texts. After the small talk, my uncle opened my phone. He looked for a moment and said, Gee, your uncle misjudged you. I'm not suspecting you of being a Weirn. I just don't want anyone fooling you. That's what he said, but there was still suspicion in his eyes. It's fine. I'm not a kid anymore. I won't get fooled that easily. With that, I left for the swimming pool, but at the entrance, I ran into Lily, the school beauty. Chenji, you finally came. Finally? What do you mean? Did you know I was coming today? Yes, because I'm a Weirn too. My jaw dropped. Lily, you're a Weirn too? That's right. And whenever a Weirn appears in a family, it means there's at least one more. Think carefully. Has anyone secretly helped you? She handed me a note, then left. I unfolded it. It read, Weirn replacement rules. First, if you've successfully blended into a family, bring at least one of your fellow Weirn into that same family. Second, humans are always harsh toward Weirn. You must train your ally well. Before they turn 20, don't tell them anything about Weirn. Third, don't reveal your identity proactively, because you can't be sure who your real allies are. Fourth, a Weirn can only host one companion, and Weirn cannot kill Weirn. After reading the note, I started thinking, who in my family could be my Weirn companion? First, I can rule out my uncle. He killed my cousin right in front of me. But my mom is a strong candidate, because when my uncle was checking my phone, she bought me some time. Then I entered the pool area and looked for locker the 35. I was about 6 feet away from it when my uncle grabbed my shoulder from behind. Jai, you're a Weirn, aren't you? Uncle, what are you talking about? How could I be a Weirn? If anything, you're the one. Uncle, who keeps treating me like one. I stared him right in the eyes. He was always asking if I was a Weirn. That couldn't be a coincidence. Could his obsession be connected to my Weirn signature? That's why I absolutely had to get that signature suppressor. Jai, you might not know how humans detect Weirn. Weirn replacing humans goes against biological nature. Human genes instinctively hate this kind of replacement. That's how Weirn get caught. Some people's gut feelings come from their genes staring right at you. The moment your Weirn cousin died, my gut told me, you're a Weirn too. Then my uncle pulled out his knife again. You're a deep cover Weirn. You're not my real nephew. The real G has already been replaced. Hearing that, I stopped pretending. I ran straight to locker the 35, punched in the code, grabbed what was inside and bolted. And I had a pretty good idea who my Weirn companion was, but my uncle didn't chase me. He just stood there, with a creepy smile on his face.
After running out of the pool, I slowly stopped and lowered my head to look at the watch I had just received. The watch looks too ordinary. Does it really have the ability to hide my scent? Just then, my phone received a message. Drawer number 35 has been opened. Mutant user, please be aware. All support props for mutant concealment have been rendered ineffective. Please do not go anywhere else to retrieve items. Mutant user, please be aware. The mutant prop you previously possessed has been marked. Please do not use it. Damn it, is this toying with me? Once is a coincidence, but twice is definitely a conspiracy. This message wasn't sent by a mutant, it was sent by a human. I finally understand now. Why didn't he stop me from running away? And why did he leave me an opening to escape? I thought it was due to my own natural talent. I never expected that in the end I was still falling into his trap. Now it is truly difficult to escape. The next second I quickly ran toward the forest. Public transportation is something I dare not take. What if someone just blurts out that I am a mutant? Wouldn't I be caught on the spot? By then, even if I wanted to run, I wouldn't be able to. Half an hour later, I finally reached the forest, but my physical strength was completely exhausted. I could only stop to gasp for air. Just then, footsteps sounded behind me. I used the last of my strength to turn and look. To my surprise, the person who arrived was Mom. Zio Jai, so you're here. I let my guard down, and Hearn's mother is my mutant comrade. Seeing that I was exhausted, she picked me up directly. Let's go, Mom will take you home. Someone will deal with your uncle. Lying on Mom's back, my phone buzzed continuously. I opened it to check. It was a message from Dad. Zio Jai, run quickly. Your mother is not a mutant. She will help you. According to mutant rules, a mutant comrade would not proactively reveal themselves. But the message isn't necessarily trustworthy. At least half of it is suspicious. The initial mutant message didn't seem like it wanted to help mutants hide, but rather like it wanted to rescue them. Because for a living mutant, there is no difference between them and humans. At this moment, Dad also arrived. He blocked Mom's path and asked what she was trying to take Zio Jai to do. Seeing this, Mom whispered to me, Zio Jai, in a moment, Mom will trade places with your dad. You just run far ahead. Someone will be there to receive you. My brain raced. First, exclude the uncle, who is my mutant comrade, Dad or Mom. Then Mom put me down. Seeing this, Dad shouted at me, run, Dad will hold her off for you. Hearing Dad, I turned and ran straight ahead. Regardless of which of the two was the mutant comrade, in the end, they would help me hold the other side off. But halfway through running, I saw Mom lift a giant rock. It must have weighed several dozen kilograms. I pondered, could this be Mom's mutant ability? Because it is very difficult for an ordinary woman to lift a rock that heavy. At that moment, I realized who the mutant comrade was, so I turned around prepared to run away. But Lila and her dad appeared not far away. They waved at me, signaling for me to cross the road quickly. However, I didn't take the risk to go over. I decided to ask for clarification first. If I fell into a human trap, wouldn't that be the same as exposing myself? So I asked Lila, did my mom tell you guys to come pick me up? Lila's expression turned strange. Tran Kayat, what are you saying? My heart skipped a beat. Is it Dad? Is it because Dad wants to pick me up? That must be it. I smiled. Even though from every perspective Mom looked very much like a mutant, every decision to help me was made by Dad. The ability to block the messages wasn't mine, it was Dad's. He had always been helping me in silence. That day it seemed like Mom brought the fruit to buy me time, but the fruit had been prepared by Dad, who told Mom to bring it over. It looked like Mom was helping me, but in reality it was Dad. Therefore, Dad is the mutant. Mom might have discovered my identity and wanted to trick me into trusting her. So I walked up to them and asked, Lila, is there anyone else who is a mutant? There are only a few of us left in this area. Your dad is not having an easy time either. Before Lila could finish her sentence, her body turned black and morphed into a puddle of black liquid. Looking at her appearance, I couldn't help but recall the scene when my cousin died. Uncle, have you gone mad? A mutant cannot kill a mutant. Tran Kayat, do you still not understand? I am not a mutant. I am a human. What did you say? You are actually a human. Stop it, don't pretend anymore. I know everything. Actually, you are a human too. Furthermore, you anonymously sent me messages telling me that Lila was a mutant. Am I wrong? I listened and then gave a cold smile. Haha, so you knew all along. That's right, I am a human. Mutants rely on replacing those around them to survive in the human world. A person replaced by a mutant has only one path, death. Mutants do not appear alone. When one mutant appears, they replace another person beside them. When I discovered my cousin was a mutant, I staged this whole act to round up the mutants nearby. Actually, I was also supposed to be replaced. Mutants do not give birth like humans. They cut the most important piece of meat from their heart. The heart flesh melts in water. They mix this flesh into water and trick a human into drinking it. The person who drinks it will gradually be replaced by the mutant. Therefore, before the age of 20, mutants and humans are identical. After 20, mutants gain special abilities. Half a year after gaining these abilities, they can cut their own flesh to reproduce. But a mutant can only reproduce once in their lifetime. That is why my father protected me. He thought I was his child. But it is not only mutants who evolve, humans also evolve. I don't know how I survived, but I know I am a human, not a mutant. I will have no special abilities. I identified my suspects as my parents and my third uncle. Mutants cannot kill their own kind, their numbers are very scarce. If they kill their own, they will drop dead immediately. Therefore, my third uncle was immediately cleared of suspicion. My parents were the hardest to rule out. Unfortunately, my father made it too obvious. I joined the fight between my parents. Very quickly, I and my mother took down my father. Due to our father-son bond, I let him be taken away to be executed by the Mutant Management Bureau. He almost succeeded in replacing me. In fact, he had essentially succeeded. That mutant had existed inside my body for 18 years. At the age of 18, we had a struggle for control of my body, but he failed to replace me, and he will never have another chance. It was also that year that I successfully joined the Mutant Management Bureau with the authority to eliminate mutants at any time. After returning to school, my classmates were gossiping about Lila. I heard Lila and her mother passed away in a car accident. Her father was lucky to survive, so pitiful. Yeah, she was so pretty, I even had a crush on her. What a tragedy. Who wouldn't say so? Her father must be heartbroken. I listened and just gave a cold, mocking smile. The reason Lila's father did not die is simple. The person sacrificed was Lila's mother, so he escaped death. But this is far from over. According to my analysis, the mutants didn't stop at just my father. My mother must also be a mutant because my cousin was switched. So who switched her? It couldn't have been my third uncle because he personally killed the mutant cousin. Mutants cannot kill mutants, therefore my third uncle is a human. It certainly couldn't have been my aunt because she died of postpartum hemorrhage when giving birth to my cousin. The only one left is my mother. Since my father had already switched one person and a mutant can only switch one, it must have been my mother who switched my cousin. So that day, I took a leave of absence from school and snuck home in the middle of the night. After creeping into my mother's bedroom, I took advantage of her being unguarded and eliminated the mutant in my house. Finally, it was all over. The next day, my third uncle and I sat on the sofa, enjoying a rare moment of leisure. My third uncle used his phone to draft messages and sent them out in batches. Third uncle, are you still probing others? Previously, the person sending the messages was a mutant with special abilities, but under our interrogation, he betrayed the mutants. The messages sent to the mutants were mostly interference. But just last year, our colleagues discovered his betrayal and he was eliminated. Now the people sending messages to the mutants are all government agents, including my third uncle. Although the government is trying to block the news, mutants with special abilities still know about this. Before my father died, he said to me, "Son, I know your identity, you must live on. For the sake of our kind, I must live on." I looked at myself in the mirror and smiled coldly. Tran Kayat, you agree, don't you? The real Tran Kayat has been sealed away. From the depths of my mind, a curse echoes. That voice belongs to the real Tran Kayat, while I am the mutant who replaced him. Forgot to mention, my special ability is symbiosis. The human I parasitize can live forever, starting from the moment I gained consciousness. I knew I wasn't human. Mutants cannot kill mutants, but the human living inside my body can. So I let Tran Kayat kill my mutant mother. We share one body. who would ever know if I am a mutant or not. I have deceived my third uncle, and I have deceived all the government agents. From now on, I can live openly and honestly under a human identity. As for the other members of my kind, what does that have to do with me? But I do need to reproduce. So I dissolved a piece of my heart flesh into a bottle of mineral water and handed it to my third uncle. That's right. Usually mutants switch with a younger human. I chose to switch with my third uncle.
The end.